And China is ramping up its coronavirus propaganda effort. Its state media have suggested the disease is an American bioweapon. It's also saying its efforts to contain the virus are startling the universe and moving the gods. It says the international community should be grateful.
China state media Xinhua reposted an article Wednesday titled, "We should declare with full confidence the world should thank China." The article reads that the world should thank China for its major efforts and sacrifice in preventing the spread of the disease to other countries, an act that is startling the universe and moving the gods. It said the United States is in a dire situation and that if China says it needs all medical products for itself and can't afford to export them, the U.S. will fall into the coronavirus hell. China is still facing many problems, including burnout medical staff and ensuring basic supplies for people in quarantine. But recently, Chinese media seem more focused on other countries than China itself. Renowned China expert and economist He Qinglian tweeted about the Communist Party's four-step propaganda playbook in this outbreak. First, package the tragedy into a glorious event by pushing positive stories and silencing dissidents. Second, push the narrative that the virus originated in the U.S. Third, declare we won the battle again. And the final step is to show how China saved the world. She said the last three steps are now in full play. The Chinese regime is now claiming the virus may not be from China.
Some
media are claiming the coronavirus is a Chinese virus without any proof. They scheme to push the responsibility of the outbreak to China. They are totally motivated by ill intentions. Because the virus originates from China, well, we may say it this way. It first appeared in China, but not necessarily originates from China.
That's a big change from when it said the virus came from a Wuhan seafood market.
After the outbreak, our Chinese Center for Disease Control found the origin of the outbreak in a very rapid manner. The source is a place called Huanan Seafood Market.
U.S.-based China commentator Tang Jingyuan said the authorities said it was the seafood market because they didn't have any other explanation. But now things have changed.
The major reason for them to change the statement is the problem of responsibility. If the virus indeed originated in China, then the communist regime would at least be responsible on moral grounds. The disease has now spread to over 70 countries. So many countries are infected, so many people have died, and the death toll is still growing. This is a huge moral responsibility for the Communist Party. So the message they are trying to get across now is that China is a victim. China is not to blame. So if China is a victim, then where does the virus come from? It's trying to shift the blame to the international community.
Chinese authorities had denounced the claim that the virus is gene-edited. They call it a conspiracy theory, but that attitude has also changed recently. State media Global Times quoted Iranian authorities to say that the virus may be a product of America's biological war, with China and Iran its first targets. Chinese netizens rallied around the claims with anti-American posts. One saying Western capitalism has always wanted to destroy China, and it has only one way: bioweapons. Tang said that sowing confusion during a major public health event, the Chinese regime is putting the entire world at risk.
The origin of the virus is an extremely important question and a key issue for disease control. But now the Chinese Communist Party is using its state-level propaganda power to release false information, muddy the waters, and create confusion. It could lead to a delay in finding the true origin. This could make controlling the outbreak a huge challenge for countries around the world.
He said by burning the tables on the international community, the Chinese regime is making it hard to see right from wrong.
If your house is on fire and your neighbors all come out to help put out the fire, you should at least say thank you to your neighbors. Because the fire has also spread to other people's places, you should at least apologize. But now we see the Chinese authorities are doing just the opposite. The regime somehow becomes the victim and asks the whole world to thank them. This is just inverting black and white, right and wrong. It's actually hurting basic human moral values.
An internal document from Hubei, China shows that this one province alone had employed 1,600 people to work for its propaganda office. They helped lead online discussions which show the regime in a negative light. They also create articles and comments to mold public opinion. Reporting by Juliet Song and Penny Zhou, NTD News.